We started a crime video yesterday, but we only got 4 minutes in. But listen. I can recap because I remember. Listen. So, they found this woman killed, and she's a Mennonite. She's Meta Knight from Kirby. And then this guy also was, like, the last person that saw her. Yeah, I got distracted after 5 minutes, and I started watching, like, a Family Guy video. That's all.
No barrier between Detective Nagel and Mark,
I love his
allowing her
voice.
to observe all of his movements and nonverbal communication.
No.
The walls appear to be bare, which is intentional to minimize
It's double. No.
verbal communication. The walls appear to be bare, which is intentional to minimize distractions.
Boom.
It's also helpful that there's only one detective present, which can make the interview feel less threatening. Additionally, Mark is seated near the door, which helps send the message that he's able to leave at any time. This may make him less defensive and more likely to talk. It can also help prevent any false imprisonment claims later.
A bit, not all the
Detective
way.
Nagel and Mark speak briefly about his responsibilities as a mechanic in the Air Force before the detective asks about Mark's life back home.
So what'd you do before Air Force then?
I worked in the diesel mechanic shop for about a year and did construction as well.
This video has 12 million views.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you have siblings?
Yes, ma'am. 6.
Oh wow, really?
Yep.
Okay, big family. Yeah. Tell me about them. Like how many brothers, sisters?
3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay, got it. And where are they at now?
All over the country.
All over?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the youngest?
Oh yeah, his name's Mark Gooch. I forgot.
Who do you say you're closest with?
Mr.
We
Gooch.
got separated pretty good
Private
after
Gooch.
everybody started moving out.
So you're not close with any of them though?
I talk with them on the phone here and there.
Yeah, I can't wait for the nana
probably
boo boo
closest,
method.
maybe my brother back in Wisconsin.
Oh, gotcha. Which brother's that?
It's Sam.
Sam. Okay.
Mark comes across as a polite, well-mannered airman, but as we'll see over the course of the interview, this is just a facade.
What is that editing?
What do you do on your time
Facade. What is that editing?
Play on my computer sometimes. Play some games. Go hiking as much as possible.
What games do you think he plays on his computer?
Try to stay active.
Cool. Do you like go to church or anything like that?
No, man. Church closed down.
Oh, that's closed too?
Coronavirus.
Got you.
Oh.
Is that something that you did before it closed?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. I would attend church quite a bit.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking about that, what kind of religion did you grow up in?
We grew up in a Christian, I guess the religion, I guess is how you call it, but Christianity is how I was raised.
Oh, okay. Any like specific denomination of Christianity?
Maybe we just open a couple terminals later.
They were called Mennonites.
Like 3 is okay, right?
I'm not sure how
What's the ROI on a terminal?
Not really. Tell me about that.
I'm just thinking about other shit right now. I just got my mind on some things.
Flip phones, when you have internet, stuff like that. So it was pretty sheltered, you could say.
Pretty sheltered.
Difficult.
I got it.
With this admission, the police now have another unexpected link between Mark and Sasha. They're both Mennonites. When the detective brings up the topic of religion, Mark starts to fumble with his words.
Wait, oh yeah. Even if I get something good, I have to pay for it. No, I'll just sell. Because can't you open the good thing and then leave it opened and then trade it like that already on the thing? So I could just sell that and have them pay for it. Hi, Arta. No. I thought you could trade it opened. Like on the item. Also, hi, Ghosty. Really? Are you sure? Man. Or you could buy Death Stranding 2 and play it. Bro, every time I see a clip of Death Stranding, I'm like even more confused at what the hell goes on in that damn game. It's like girls like dancing.
Indicating that the topic of religion may be something Mark
Like,
doesn't want to talk about.
In that last 6 months, have you traveled out of state anywhere?
Yes, ma'am. When I came down here, I drove my car from Wisconsin down here.
Oh, okay. So you drove from Wisconsin to Phoenix?
Correct.
Anywhere else?
That would happen to me in COVID.
Pretty much all. State of Arizona. I try to do as much hiking as possible.
Mark doesn't know it yet, but he's just been caught in his first lie, the first of many. Using words like pretty much, mostly, and similar sentiments are qualifiers and often throw up a red flag to detectives. These words usually indicate half-truths or that there's something the individual may not wish to disclose. In this case, Mark saying that he pretty much stays in Arizona isn't true at all, and he's hiding something very big. He also uses filler sounds such as to delay
So do
answering
I.
so he has time to think about his response.
No.
You're probably wondering, why I'm here. So I'm a detective. I'm with Coconino County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
And I am working a homicide investigation.
Okay.
There was a girl named Sasha Krause that was killed. Did you hear about that case?
I seen it in the news. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you know about the case.
It's basically the news report. She was from New Mexico, right?
You say, that means you're a killer.
And she left home one evening, and they found her in northern Arizona, like Flagstaff area, correct?
Right. So that's the case that I'm working.
Wait, he does look like Charlie
Want to talk
Kirk.
to you at all?
Probably because I was probably traveling up in New Mexico area, probably.
Yeah, that's exactly
He
it.
said probably
As the
4
detective
times in that one
reveals why
sentence.
she's here interviewing him, Mark begins to show more and more signs that he may be hiding something. When asked what he knows about Sasha Krause's murder, Mark vaguely says that they found her. This is a soft way to describe something as violent as a homicide.
And they found her in northern Arizona.
When suspects shy away from using realistic words such as murdered or killed, this can be a red flag for possible deception as they're minimizing the crime. Additionally, Mark uses the qualifier probably 3 times in 8 seconds.
Probably because I was probably traveling
Not the counter.
up in New Mexico area, probably.
So we've had these
The
things called
sound of the
license plate
counter, like, are we
readers.
being dead ass?
And your vehicle hit a license plate reader in that area. So tell me about that. You were traveling then. I'm a little confused because at first you said you hadn't traveled, but now did you go to New Mexico?
Yes, ma'am.
Your vehicle was picked up on that license plate reader in the general area on the same day actually that she went missing. And so what I'm doing at this point is I got to talk to everybody, as you can imagine. That's my job.
Understood.
Anybody who's in the area, anybody who could have seen something.
Despite the fact that Mark appears to be intentionally lying, Detective Nagel does a great job of calling him out for it while also...
I just realized why this shit is like crack to me. You know what these videos feel like? This feels like when you stay home sick from school. And like these are the shows that are on. They have like narrator voices like this, and it's always like a crime show like this, or it's like a house remodel show, or it's like The Price is Right. Like those are your options.
remaining non-judgmental. She does this in order to keep Mark from
like,
feeling
fucking
threatened
Judge
and
Judy.
ending the interview, while also not letting him get comfortable in any of the
Wait,
lies
low-key,
he
is
tells.
Judge Judy Israeli?
The more someone repeats a lie, the
She
more
feels
confident they will
Israeli.
become. She also keeps him calm by not telling him the whole truth about why she's there.
No?
Although she's telling Mark that she's just interviewing everyone who got picked up on a certain license plate reader,
Spiritually
we know
Israeli,
that
then.
Mark is actually her #1 suspect, and that he was
ACAB,
found
even
through
Judge
phone
Judy.
records. This is just one example of the ways detectives can lie during interviews in order to get a suspect to tell them the truth.
So why were you in New Mexico that day?
I was planning on going, so I was checking out Mennonite churches. I had traveled
Oh yeah.
up to Flagstaff.
Mark
And she
takes
was
a big
Mennonite.
pause after he says he traveled, followed by his foot twitching, and then he says to Flagstaff.
I had traveled up to Flagstaff.
This is something called a cadence switch,
This
which
is
is
just
essentially
like the-
a disruption in
the
the flow
Family
and
Guy
inflection of
video!
speech. In an interrogation, this can be seen as an indication of something being left out of a story, as the speaker paused
Yeah, I
and
did already
changed their
play
speech
Skyrim.
pattern.
I was hoping that
Sexy?
ski resort was still open. But
Yeah.
They were closed due to coronavirus starting up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured I'd go check out Mennonite Church up in that area. So I knew some people
Quick,
in
get his
Wisconsin
nose,
that used to live
and then
there.
use it as a bargaining tool.
And I wanted to go just attend because I've really been missing that social life.
Yeah.
I used to have in Mennonite churches.
Is there any reason why you didn't tell me when I asked you if you've traveled? You didn't mention that to me. Is there a reason that you didn't?
No, man, I'm sorry. My memory just, I don't know. It's not what it used to be. I'm tired today.
Yeah, why
I'm
would you
sorry
go
if
to
I
a
failed to
church
mention
4
that.
hours away,
Okay.
and you have to
I'm
go
trying
like
to
every
hide
Sunday,
with all the
right?
information.
Okay, thanks.
Once again, Mark
Okay,
is
thanks.
caught in a lie. While explaining why he was in New Mexico, he mentions that he was wanting to go skiing. However, the ski resort he drove to, the Arizona Snowbowl Ski Resort in Flagstaff, was closed due to COVID-19 restrictions.
What the hell is a ski resort doing in the damn
the
desert?
Snowbowl didn't close for COVID until March, well after Mark would have been there on January 18th. As he says this, he half shrugs with his right shoulder. It's barely perceptible, but lines up when he says, "I don't know." Internally, he does know, and is just making excuses, but he's not confident in his memory excuse. Mark is also sitting with his leg crossed in a way that creates a barrier between himself and the detective. He switched to this guarded position after he was asked about traveling.
This is stupid, no? I don't know, I think this is dumb.
Mark's military formality helps him appear more truthful than he's actually being.
This is like after you found out, okay, he did do it, you go back and you analyze the footage, and then you make every single little thing an indicator that he did it all along. Like, if he never was caught for doing it, you wouldn't see all these things and, like, add them up in your head and be like, yeah. Because they're all, like, normal, they could be normal things that someone do.
He refers to Detective Nagel as ma'am and immediately apologizes for not mentioning the trip because he was tired. Unfortunately for Mark, no matter how polite he is, this omission is definitely a sign that he has a reason to keep this trip a secret, and the detective has certainly picked up on that.
Do you remember that day then when you went to New Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how green Wency's
so
badge is
what time
on.
about would you leave here, Luke Air Force Base?
Holy green.
Probably left fairly early in the morning.
Okay.
And then what time did you say I was in the area?
Wency is green for an amazing
I've got
reason.
the charts to pay.
Okay.
What time? Well, let's go through the day. So when you say fairly early, what does that mean to you?
Probably about 7.
Okay.
7 is when I left to head up there.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped in Flagstaff for a while. Just got some, got some fuel, I believe.
This is one of the last fully truthful statements Mark says while recounting his trip to New Mexico.
Oh,
While
so
he may
everything else
think
now
he's
is a
being
lie.
sneaky with his lies, Detective Nagel knows a lot more than she's letting on, and is ready to catch every lie Mark throws her way.
Did you go anywhere else while you're in Flagstaff?
Nope, no, not on the way up. Pretty much straight driving. Had a really pretty snow-capped mountain up there.
Yeah.
At that time.
So you stopped in Flagstaff, you got gas, and then you think that you drove directly to the church in Farmington?
I stopped in Farmington to get some fuel.
Watch how the detective suddenly starts kicking her foot. Since this discussion is about the scene of the crime, she likely feels a lot of pressure with these questions, trying to make sure she gets his story, and also has what she needs to confront him later. With all of his...
Okay. Notice how the detective is kicking her foot. She really wants to get the story. That's why she's kicking her foot, thinking about the story. Like,
deceptive behavior already, she's likely fairly certain that he is the person she's looking...
bro, the other video was so much better than this. You know, the one we watched, like, of the girl that had her old stepdad kill her baby daddy and then pretended she didn't know. That one was so good. It's a different channel, no? I don't think so, no. Yeah, it's not. See, this was the one we watched. This one was really good. And this one has like quadruple the views, 12 million views.
And these are really the high-stakes questions.
About 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I had swung by the church.
The detective tied his shoes together!
What time their services was.
When he stands up, he's gonna trip!
And they...
Nah, grab his nose, bro.
I think it was just Sunday evening.
At this point in the investigation, Detective Nagel has spent a lot of time at Sasha's church, looking for any sign of what happened to her on January 18th.
Photo and stuff, like, they do a lot of editing on this channel.
In her entire time there, the detective has never seen any sign, even somewhat similar to the one Mark is claiming to have checked.
I want to open cases!
No, there was no one at the church, and I didn't want to bother anybody. So.
Did you like it? I don't know. What, is it a church that, like, like what you grew up in, or different?
It
or what?
was. It looked fairly similar, but it's not really the same. So I'm a little disappointed with the whole long drive and everything. I didn't really see it as working out long term to make it there.
Yeah, that is a long drive.
It'd be way too far to drive every weekend.
Low-key, yeah.
So I got talked to my friend. He wanted to go hiking on Sunday, and I really wanted to make it.
That's
for
a
that.
perfect talking speed.
I work with him in the shop, and
Who's that friend?
his name's Kevin.
This is how I wish
Mark
everyone
claims
talked.
that he made plans with Kepfley to go hiking the following day. However, according to Kepfley himself, the two
It's a
actually
murder?
went to a swap
Yeah, so
meet.
there was this woman. She was a Mennonite, something religion, and they dressed a certain way, and she was found in that dress, and she was killed. And this guy has been pinged as, like, traveling really far, like 4
Also
hours to
known
the
as a flea
location she was
market.
killed. So
From what I'm understanding, it doesn't sound like you were there for very long.
No, man.
And then where did you go after that?
yeah, he talks so though because he thinks about his lies. God.
Trying to remember if I was going to go look for a
What is
hike.
it? Sorry, what is this called?
Or was
Predator
did I head
realizes
straight
he's
back?
going to prison for life. Ooh, that's
I
gonna
think-
hit though when he realizes, because he's low-key kind of smug. Wait, I want to put it back. He's low-key like smug, like he thinks like I'm killing this. Like I want to see it dawn on him.
I
that
think I
he's
started,
fucking
once
cooked.
he called me about the hike on Sunday, I think I started heading back.
He called you
Correct.
while you were over there?
Correct.
Okay.
According to Mark, Kepfley called him to discuss plans. However,
What kind
the
of name is
phone
that?
records disagree with Mark. Mark and Kepfley only texted that day, and in fact, the only person that Mark spoke to on the phone was his brother
What's a
Sam.
swap meet?
Not only did Mark and Sam
hear
call,
about
but
that
they
all the
actually
time.
called each other 6 times for a total of nearly 2.5 hours, which is longer than the
friends.
two had talked on the phone for the last 6 months combined.
On the way back home, did you stop anywhere?
I don't know, I might have made it to Phoenix. On a full tank, I don't know. I'd have to check.
Okay. So am I understanding correctly, you don't remember stopping anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got back here to home?
Flea market. I don't know what a flea market
It
is.
was fairly late. It was
like a mall?
probably 8 or 9 o'clock. When I got back.
Long day, man.
Ooh, he was
Yeah.
low-key thinking for
Mark
a
makes a
while.
lot of lip
Oh,
and
like a
mouth
thrift store.
movements
Ah,
here, known as
like a thrift store mall.
micro-expressions.
Like a mall,
One of
but
the
it's all
biggest
thrift stores
indicators
kind
of
of thing.
deception and hiding something is a movement called disappearing lips,
know
which
farmers
Mark
market.
demonstrates. Once again, Mark's account
Wait,
of the
what? I
trip
do that all the
contradicts
time.
his
What?
phone records.
Mark makes a lot of lip and mouth movements here known as micro-expressions. Nah, I know you just did that right now. I know you're sat at your computer right now and you just hit that. Like, alone in your room, you're sat at your computer and you just went... And you did it. We all literally just did that at the same time. Like, all of us. No, we're stupid. We're stupid. I do that all the time, though. Like, I have such a bad habit of chewing the inside of my lips, like the lip skin. Dude, right now, it's like raw. Like the texture of like leather. Because it's just like fucking cut up. Because I can't stop chewing on them and I don't even notice that I'm doing it. It's so bad. So like, they would think I'm the guiltiest person alive. And I can never sit still. I'm always bouncing my leg or shaking my foot. So like, they would think I'm like nervous. But in reality, I'm just like, I'm probably on the spectrum.
While he might say that he went straight home from New Mexico, the records actually show him stopping in Sunset Crater National Park for several
Be
hours.
chap. Mm-mm.
With Mark having officially told his story about where he was on the day of Sasha's murder, Detective Nagel is noticing more and more
That's why you
red
don't have a
flags.
top lip? Yeah, I ate it.
Mark consistently lies, hesitates, and supposedly struggles to recall information when he is asked about stops he made, times, and what he was doing at specific points throughout his trip. When a suspect has a memory of extremes, meaning their memory is either too good or too bad, this is seen as a red flag to detectives. Just over 2 months have passed since January 18th, so it doesn't make sense that Mark is struggling so much to recall basic information about his
Oh, bitch. Like, this is stupid. I think this has so many views because it's fucking stupid. It was only 2 months ago, and he doesn't remember very basic thing. Yeah, because it was 2 months ago. Yeah, like, I don't remember basic things from last week. Like, I would have to stop and think and retrace my steps, like, mentally to remember stuff about, like, a week ago. 2 months! Like, I know he's guilty, and it's good that they caught him, and, like, all of this sure is pointing to him being guilty, but, like, they're, like, oversaturating things as being actually secretly cues towards him being guilty, and they're not.
Trip. Given that this trip was pretty
I can't even remember yesterday!
The trip should actually stick out in his mind even more.
What's up, Alan?
What do you think should happen to the person that did that to Sasha?
As far as, like, what are you getting at there?
But if we caught the person who killed her, what should happen to them?
Ooh, this is...
Well, you should probably let the law deal with it. Or maybe the Mennonite community has a way of doing things differently.
In the Reed technique, this line of questioning is known as the punishment question, and it can be a good indicator of deception. Individuals who give vague answers are more likely to be deceptive than those who answer with strong, definitive
That
punishments.
actually makes sense.
Mark
They do this
pauses
in
for-
Ozark. Have you guys seen Ozark? You know when Dell is like, what should I do to the woman who stole $5 from me? And it was like the first time she's ever done it. Like, what should I do to her? And he like has the people try to tell him. And then the only answer he likes is like, he says, should I fire her? She only stole $5. It's her first time doing it. And she stole it so that she could like get food for her and her kid. But it's the first time she's done it. Like, should I fire her? And the only answer that he liked was the guy that said like, it's not the first time she's done it. It's the first time she got caught, so you should fire her. But everyone else was like, no, it's only $5. Like, no. I was like, oh, this is tough. Thanks for spoilers. It's episode 1, buddy.
An incredibly long time after being asked what he thinks should happen to Sasha's killer, and he
Hello,
eventually
Ethan.
settles on, I don't know. This is the exact type of vague answer that sets off alarm bells for detectives when it comes to the punishment question. After a few more questions, Detective Nagel tells Mark that she's going to step out for just a few minutes to review her notes.
She takes a nap
After
in her
letting
office
Mark
for
stew
2
for
hours.
10 minutes, Detective Nagel comes back in and gets ready to really take Mark's story apart and figure out what exactly it is that he's lying about.
On the way back,
Wish I
what
had
time
$5.
did you come back through the gate?
It was dark, possibly
6 or 7.
8 or 9. Probably later than that, I'm not sure.
So what's like a reasonable time frame? So like you're saying around 8 or 9, like what's the latest you think you possibly came through that gate?
So star. What the hell? That's actually me. That's me
8 or 9
every
hours.
morning. This is me when 5 billion alarms are blaring, going off on my phone. And this is me. What? I woke up today and last night, I literally checked. I set over 15 alarms. Over 15. And I didn't wake up to any of them. Like, I actually woke up and I was like, what happened to all of my alarms? They were all off. Every single one was turned off. I don't remember waking up a single time and turning them off, ever. So I, like, woke up naturally after, like, falling asleep and then feeling like I'm late and then waking up. But I didn't wake up to any of the alarms. God!
It was probably...
It's so frustrating.
Probably the most time frame that I can think of.
Okay.
It was dark when I came through.
It's kind of a big time frame there though.
I understand.
8 p.m. to 2 a.m. is pretty different.
I understand.
Okay. So you want to stick with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now that Detective Nagel is informed Mark
real
his
alarm
story
clock?
doesn't add
You
up,
can only set
it's
one on a
likely
real
that
one,
he's
and I would
going
just
to
turn it
respond
off.
with even less specifics than he was before, hence his 6-hour time span. If Mark is adamant that he got home at
Is
8
this
p.m.,
JCS? I don't know.
but
Is that
then
one
video
better than
footage
these?
shows otherwise, it will reflect badly on his credibility.
I don't
On
think
the
so.
other hand, if he admits that it was 2 a.m. when he got home, then there's a large chunk of time that's completely unaccounted for between Mark leaving the church and arriving home. While Mark might be trying to avoid getting caught in a lie by avoiding specifics, in actuality, this just makes him even more suspicious.
So what if I told you that the time that you came in the gate that morning was 6:53 in the morning?
Would not guess it was that late.
That's a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you explain that?
I stopped and slept in the car. On the way back, I had trouble staying awake. Tried to stop and sleep multiple
He
times,
instantly
but
knows how to explain it, though, even though he doesn't
couldn't-
expect
couldn't
that
really
to
sleep.
be
It was
the
cold.
case.
Okay.
On the drive back.
Okay.
Now, Mark has to scramble to fill in the gaps that Detective Nagel is pointing out. Mark claimed he left at 7 in the morning on January 18th, and according to the
Try it,
detective's
yeah.
records, he didn't get home until nearly that same time the following morning.
Wait, let me look at these suggestions. First of all, Noct said, I can see you being a suspect. Shut up. I jumped out of my bed yesterday at 6 a.m. and smashed my alarm clock against the wall. You could try one of those alarms that asks you to solve a math problem. Dude, you know what I was thinking? The next time I move, it'll be like somewhere that I move and I'm staying put for a very, very, very long time. That's why I've been like putting off Alfie coming for so long, because I don't want to stress him out and move him around a lot. And I know I'm not going to be here as like an end, you know? Helios! Thank you for 2 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Wait, Whoa. Wait, is that true? Are you buff and strong? Thank you. But I was thinking, like, because I know the next place I move, I'll be there for a really long time. And it doesn't have a fucking skylight. Ooh! I get a loft bed. You know what I mean? Like a bunk bed, but without a bed on the bottom. And then, like, I have my bed, like, up high and, like, stairs and stuff to it. So that, like, when I get out of bed, if I'm not fucking awake, I die. I'm falling out of bed and breaking my leg and spine. I think those are good enough stakes to get me out of bed. Surely. And then underneath the bed, me when I woke up, me right after I wake up in the morning. Ugh. Wait, they suck? Why? No. Because, like, I want a desk in my room that, like, isn't covered in PC, you know? Like, I want, like, another desk where I can, like, do my little crafts and stuff. And, like, whittle and make earrings or something. But, like, my PC is all PC. Like, this is my PC desk. It's just got all my pewter. But I want, like, an empty desk. Because they're so high up and they get so fucking hot. Well, listen, there's this thing called a mini split. It's like, you know those air conditioners on the ceilings in Japan? And it looks like this. It's like a square. And you know how sometimes, they're kind of bad because in Japan they get a lot of earthquakes. And so those will fall down. And so it's kind of bad for there. But they're supposedly really good air conditioners. Like, and they go up on the ceiling. So I think that's good. And then also a ceiling fan, like, that might be sick. And then I'll have so much room. Like, it would be so nice to be able to walk in your room. Right now, the room I'm in, is the same size as the room that I was in Vegas. Like, I have the same amount of space. I can only, like, walk to the door, or, like, from where I am right now, is, like, just, my bed is just, like, right next to me. Like, I can't, like, walk around anywhere, you know? But it's better than last place at the burger room. It's definitely better than that, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, I want to get a mini split and a loft bed. And then, like, a desk and beep, 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 and you can, you know, make stuff at your desk. It would be awesome. And then I'm going to bring Alfie, and I'm going to bring Mittens. And I'm not going to have this stupid skylight. I'm so excited.
Not only is this around 10 hours after the original time Mark gave for when he got home, but it's almost 5 hours after the revised time he gave. It's also highly suspicious that he has never mentioned this supposed nap.
That does not sound like gave.
Hello, gamers.
Bobby! Bobby, thank you for 2 months. No. No! Don't do it, Bobby, please. Please. Bro, please. Don't do it. Shit my back. Thank you. Thank you for the prime, too.
Took in his car on the way home.
Skylight is sick. Bro, sorry, I keep pausing. I gotta stop reading chat. You guys are distracting me. Like, the skylight was really cool the first month living here. I was like, this is so nice. Like, when it's not, like, really hot outside, it's, like, just kind of nice to have. You always have sunlight, which is sick. But it means that, like, the second it gets bright outside, it's as if, like, a full white light is on in your room. It's, like, always full peak bright in your room. So you can never, like, have a dark, cozy anything during daytime. Because your room will always be, like, pure white. Like, look at this. Ready? I'll turn the light off and show you. I'll show you. Ready? This is how dark my room is with no lights on. Cover it. It needs very specific coverings, and I'm renting. So, like, why am I gonna buy a cover for it that I'll never ever use again? And, like, this isn't mine, you know? And it's, like, weird. It's, like, inlaid, so it's stupid. And I don't want to buy it just to move and then be like, well, now I have this skylight-shaped square. What do I do with this? Landlord would appreciate it? I would appreciate the fucking landlord paying my rent. Please! Put a poster over it. Wait! Why is that oh, no, but a poster. Wait, command hooks, though. Yeah, you could put, like, command hooks and hang it instead of nails. Wait,
it's also highly suspicious that he has never mentioned this supposed
yeah, my new place, I'm gonna, like,
car
whenever I move
home.
and I know I'm there for a while, I'm getting blackout curtains.
And it definitely comes across that Mark is doing anything he can to try and cover up his lies.
Have you gone to Flagstaff any more than that one time?
No, ma'am. Except when I came down.
Possibly.
From Wisconsin to Duluth. I don't remember which route I took coming in.
Okay. So after this New Mexico trip, you have not gone back up to Flagstaff again, is that right?
Not to my knowledge.
Mark saying not to my knowledge doesn't make sense here, because how could he travel somewhere without his knowledge? This is a selective memory statement, but in this situation, it also just doesn't even fit with the statement, and he would have been better off going with I'm not sure, or I don't think so, or some other selective memory statement. He must be starting to really feel some anxiety about this, because his thought processes are less logical and his word choices aren't great.
So I know that you went back up to Flagstaff a couple days later.
Okay.
And I've got a couple different ways to confirm that, like your gate checkouts and
why do they keep calling him
that
gay?
you were up in Flagstaff. So did you go back to Flagstaff for some reason? A couple days later?
Possibly when I probably maybe killed that lady to my knowledge.
Went to go.
And then he makes his lips disappear.
I don't remember.
When asked about going to Flagstaff again, Mark hesitates for a long time before answering.
Is that a dimple?
Significant delays can be a red flag for deception.
What a dimple?
Some questions require thought, so it would make sense for someone to stop and think before answering. However, it doesn't take this much thought to remember if you recently went to a town 2 hours away from where you live.
The narrator sounds pissed! Do you hear that? If you went to a town 2 hours away.
To remember if you recently went to a town 2 hours away from where you live.
Oh, maybe I was exaggerating.
Meaning that Mark's hesitation just comes off as suspicious. Clearly, Mark isn't going to be truthful about what he was really up to on January 18th. So Detective Nagel changes gears and starts asking Mark more about his Mennonite connection to Sasha.
Earlier when we were talking, you mentioned how when you're not born into the Mennonite church, we use that word outsider. Like you're kind of an outsider compared to like people who are born in. Sasha was like that too. Did you know that? Her family was not born into Mennonite church. So I'm wondering if you're willing to kind of tell me. I noticed I just saw a little bit of an emotion in you when we talked about that. Is there something that happened to you in the Mennonite church that upsets you?
Not really. It's just a way of life, and I didn't really like it, and I was happy to be out of it. My parents left the church.
Okay.
By stating not really, he's denying anything happened to him, but not strongly. By using a qualifying statement instead of just saying no, it suggests that there is something, but he doesn't want to talk about it.
Where it's like,
so Mark, what
just
I do for a living is talk to
analyzing
people.
one interrogation.
And
I like when
I
they're
just feel like
figuring
I
out
can
the
read
story.
people a little. I know I don't know you. I'm not going to even pretend I do. But there's something there. And is it just something you don't want to talk about? Something that happened that made you leave the church?
No, ma'am. I pretty much left church when my parents decided to leave.
Okay.
Mark uses another qualifier, but what is more interesting are his lip movements.
I'm starting to think
it seems like his lip movements are his fidgeting behaviors, but he's...
I would, like, fucking go to hell. They would, like, damn me to hell if I got interviewed by, like, a detective. If they deem you guilty for saying, pretty much, like, and doing these lip movements. Because what the fuck? This is just being a human. And, like, I thought it meant, like, if you use those qualifiers where you're like, like, as, like, it's signs of, like, intelligence. I swear I've seen that somewhere, that, like, that's, like, a smart thing. But, like, now that I'm saying it, I don't remember where I've seen it.
But he's probably had some training about not showing anxiety, both in
I
the
think
home
you
he
would think
grew
it's
up
the opposite,
in,
but it's
as well
not.
as in the military, so he doesn't have a lot of the bigger nonverbal cues that we look for. Yet these lip movements, which continue to return to the disappearing lips, make it clear that he's withholding information. It's almost like he's trying to hold in whatever it is he really wants to say. While Mark may be playing it cool, the detective knows he's hiding something. Before this interview even began, Detective Nagel was able to go through Mark's text messages and saw some concerning things regarding his views on Mennonites.
Hi, Lego.
In a text conversation, Mark and Sam are told by their brother Jacob, a Virginia state trooper, that he had just given 2 Mennonites a speeding ticket. Mark and Sam are both overjoyed to hear this, and Mark even says that he hopes that Jacob treated the Mennonites like shit. Sam makes a point of calling...
I coughed on him so he would spread corona to the wedding they were going to. Lol. Haha, that's fucking hilarious. Is it a ticket that he has to appear in court? Yep.
Calling the Mennonites cultists, giving some insight into how he and his brothers feel about the religion. In another conversation between just Mark and Sam, Mark tells Sam that his surveillance on the Arizona Mennonites that morning was boring. The use of the word surveillance was incredibly alarming to authorities, and clued them into the fact that he may have been planning some kind of attack on the community for quite a while.
Why? Like, leave them alone.
To Sam right now.
Okay.
Sam.
Okay. And so I want you to know that for this main reason. Sam's telling us some stuff, and you're talking to me, and I want to just make sure, you know, what both of you guys are telling us lines up. And
exactly
what I know a little bit about from what Sam said is, sounds like something's going on here as far as like maybe you have hard feelings against the Mennonite church, or maybe like a grudge or something like that.
So let me get this straight. You're talking to Sam right now, huh? Mm-hmm. So it sounds like I need to get a lawyer because you're trying to pin something on me.
Well, I read you your rights at the beginning of this.
Yes, ma'am. And I'd like to see a lawyer now.
You would like to speak with the lawyer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm not going to ask you any more questions then. I am going to have you sit here for a few minutes.
Understood.
And then I'm going to kind of explain to you what else is going on today, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You go with that water?
Correct.
All right.
Detective Nagel is using a bit of the prisoner's dilemma technique, pinning one suspect against the other. We see him do a big anchor point movement immediately after, and his illustrators don't line up with his words. As soon as the detective leaves the room, Mark unbarriers his legs. Detective Nagel's comments clearly struck a nerve with Mark, and for the first time, we see him change his reaction and become stern. He clearly doesn't like that his brother is also being interviewed. Perhaps Mark has good reason to fear that Sam will say too much to the cops, as while Sam refused to answer the majority of questions during his brief interview, he did say one thing that caught detectives' attention. Not only did Sam claim that Mark had a grudge against Mennonites, but when asked if he knew why the cops were questioning him, Sam ominously replied no, but that he knew his brother and how he is, giving police even more reason to be suspicious of Mark. With his interview concluded, Mark was served several search warrants for his phone, apartment, and car, all of which proved to be very enlightening to the authorities. The first thing investigators noticed when looking at Mark's car was how spotless it was. Upon further inspection, they were able to recover a receipt that showed Mark had gotten his car heavily detailed on February 23rd. the day after it was announced to the public that Sasha's body had been found. Additionally,
Damn,
the
that's
police also
expensive.
discovered some black nitrile gloves in the car,
Knocked!
alongside some suspicious stains. Now that detectives are finally able to scour Mark's phone, more inconsistencies begin to pop up.
HyperX! Actual case photo of what? What are these HyperX headphones?
According to his deletion records, Mark had deleted several files and documents from his Google account early in the morning of January 19th.
Is that a Republic of Gamers
after
laptop?
returning home from
Does he have
his
a
New
gaming
Mexico
laptop?
trip. He also deleted several texts with Sam where he discussed getting his car detailed, stating that he wanted the detailers to clean the interior really well.
Okay.
With several concerning, if somewhat circumstantial things found in Mark's phone and car, they had enough to detain him. However, police still didn't have enough evidence to actually connect Mark to Sasha's killing, never mind justify an arrest
Why
and
kill
guarantee a
her?
conviction.
Like, what did she...
There was still the puzzling question of why, as there was no clear motive why Mark would have killed Sasha.
That's what I just asked, actually.
Investigators soon began interviewing and interrogating the people closest to him in the hopes that they could shed some light on the case.
I watched some of the Skyrim
First, they
shorts at
started with
cinema.
Alex
Thank
Golub,
you, Ballin.
Mark's good friend
Bro,
from
Wency
basic
is killing it.
training. For the most part, Alex said that Mark seemed completely
Golub!
normal
Have you-
throughout their friendship. However,
Have you ever had this, like, Indian dessert called golab jamun? Oh, it's so good. It's like a donut hole with syrup.
there was one odd moment Alex mentioned that really stuck out to detectives.
Has Mark ever talked about killing people to you?
No, ma'am. Just the text that we did have. We were going to go spec ops together, and we were kind of looking at TACB, and he mentioned in one of the texts that something like he'd be happy to get paid for killing people.
Exactly.
But I was just like, oh, I mean, that's kind of like a huge thing. It's just a weird thing to say, so I was like, oh, that's just huge. And also, you know, it's the enemy, so I mean, I don't really take it as like he's wanting to kill innocents. It's more like the enemy.
Okay. These are exactly what you're referring to, probably. See that the highlighted conversation between you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you were just talking about?
Let's go TAC B together. Yes, ma'am. Do you have the one where it says he? Yes.
Where it says, I would like to get paid to kill people.
Right.
And I don't have the next page, but from what I recall of that conversation, you didn't say, whoa, man, that's weird. Or, you know, you guys kind of just went on.
I think I just typed his name in all caps, because that's what I would always say.
Okay.
If he said something just, like, strange.
While Alex laughed off Mark's comment, there's no denying that it's concerning. This text from Mark implies that he may have been harboring these sorts of morbid desires long before targeting Sasha.
It was about respect, too. Like, one guy in our sister class, he had his feet up on the desk one day, and Gooch was like, oh, you should probably get your feet off the desk. Mm-hmm. And the other dude made, a snarky comment, like, oh, you're telling me what to do kind of thing now?
Yeah.
And I could tell that Gooch got pretty mad at that. I was like, calm down.
Okay.
From
Okay, we
Alex's
know he
story
did
about
it.
Mark,
What is
we can see some indications that Mark may struggle with anger control. The story is also indicative of excessive rigidity. People who are very rigid when it comes to social rules may often get into confrontations with others because they can't cope with seeing any rule-breaking behaviors they deem inappropriate.
Stop putting up this Justin
While
Bieber
this
ass
might seem
picture, man.
contradictory at first, given the accusations against Mark, he may feel that the rules don't apply to him.
How do you remember Mark reacting to stress? Just stiff as a board, very disciplined, never screamed back, never lost his cool kind of thing. Okay. You'd see his face get red, but I thought he was just embarrassed.
Alex describes Mark as stiff as a board and mentions his face turning red. These traits, in conjunction with how we saw Mark acting during his interview, could be signs that he's emotionally cut off. This is another trait that's common among individuals with antisocial
Why are we,
personality
like, trying to
disorder,
diagnose
and is
him
tied
with
to their
some
overall
shit
lack
now?
of empathy. While these few indicators certainly aren't enough to give Mark a full diagnosis, they can give us some insight into how he might think. As investigators question those around Mark, they learn something very interesting that could blow this case wide open. According to Kemper Kepley, Mark's best friend at Luke Air Force Base, Mark had secretly kept a gun on base for several months. However, he'd recently given the gun to another friend to store off base. Detectives were quick to track this gun down and bring it in for testing, which showed that it was the same caliber as the bullet that killed Sasha. However, while the police were in possession of Mark's gun, the case took a turn none of the investigators were expecting.
I got a text just a few minutes ago from Sam Gooch that said Mark Gooch had said that I could help him out with his possessions.
The detective is fine with Kemper working with Sam to get some of Mark's belongings. However, he does have one request.
He starts asking about the gun. That's what we want to know about.
Right, okay.
And don't, provide him any information that you know about the gun. He can help that, so we're asking you not to do that.
Within a week of this call with Kemper, detectives were notified that Sam had reached out to Jeremiah Levesque, the last person who had Mark's gun before it was given to the police. While working with Jeremiah, the police listened in on a phone call between him and Sam, where Sam made plans to travel across state lines to Arizona in order to dispose of Mark's gun before the police could get it. In the call, Sam told Jeremiah, "Considering what's going on, if you're comfortable, I would say get rid of the gun any way you deem fit. If not, I will deal with it whenever I get there." Jeremiah was then able to arrange a meetup point with Sam where they planned to trade Mark's gun.
Oh my
However,
god, and they're
unbeknownst to
actual
Sam,
police footage!
Jeremiah had been given a replica gun
They're
by
recording the
police,
handoff!
and officers were going to be covertly hidden around the meetup site, waiting to make their arrest.
Target just pulled into the second parking
Bro,
spot.
Uni loves sending me a link when I'm watching a video. He loves that shit. He loves it. He says, pause your video. Yup. Oh, yup. Click my link. Okay, yup. Stupid!
It's good. Hey, call it in.
I can't, my phone. Where's your phone?
Are we dead ass right now?
Target's getting back in his car.
He's got the gun.
Target has a gun.
He has it? He has it. Let's go.
It was a setup. Jerome!
Journee.
Sheriff's office, get out of the car! Get out of the car! Step out now!
Damn! Jerome, you're just like me for real. Jerome, thank you. Welcome back. Thank you for 4 months. Thank you. I hope you've had a good day.
Get your hands up!
Oh.
Step away from the car! Step towards me! Turn away from me now! Get on your knees! Get on your knees! Put your hands behind your head! Passenger, get out of the car! Passenger, in the back, get out of the car!
Oh my
With
god.
their sting operation successful and Sam
No.
Gooch arrested, it was time for the detectives
No.
to find out why Sam was so set on disposing of
Daisy?
Mark's gun.
What's up?
Detective Troy Short was sent in to interrogate Sam, and he was immediately met with resistance.
You want to start from the beginning and kind of... I believe you think I know more than I do, and so explain me what that means. You know what I mean? If I know more than you do, help me understand that.
Come on, cat room.
I
Come
don't
over
think this is
here.
going to be a productive conversation for me, and Do you want to tell me about tonight? No, sir. Okay. Do you want to tell me why you guys came halfway across the country to pick up a gun? No, sir. Okay. Do you understand why you're here?
Look, we're right next
Yes,
to
sir.
each other.
Here's
I'm
the
right
deal,
next to the
Sam.
chat room.
A part of me
Hey.
feels bad right now because, like I told you back in Wisconsin, you weren't a focus. You weren't a suspect. And now, because of some bad choices, you're in some serious trouble. Not as serious as Mark by any means. You know what I mean? He's in some serious trouble, and I tried to explain that to you back there. Is there anything you can do to help yourself right now, or help yourself out of this mess, or? As much I would like
What do you
to,
mean,
I
stinky?
do not believe you have my best interest
I
in
showered
mind.
2 days ago.
And I do not think discussing this with you would be helpful.
While Sam may be refusing to give the detective the answers he's looking for, he has yet to actually invoke his Miranda rights. Whether or not Sam knows this, refusing to answer a line of questioning is not enough to stop an interrogation and get a lawyer. We can see that Sam is being very cautious in how he responds to Detective Short. When he pauses to take a
Why
sip
did
of
he open
water
that
after
so
being asked a
weird?
question, it's likely that he was doing this as a stalling tactic to allow himself time to carefully pick his words. Sam appears to have
Oh,
some
he's
prior
cuffed.
knowledge about interrogations, as he is correct that the detective doesn't have the suspect's best interests in mind. He appears reluctant to speak, as he likely doesn't want to incriminate himself or his brother further by saying the wrong thing.
Why did he call you for this extended period of time on that specific day? Specifically the day that he's under arrest for murder. You know what I mean? Extensive amount of phone calls that day. For elaborate amount of time. Completely outside the norm of you guys' normal communication process. Why are you in Arizona? Why did you fly halfway across the country? Why did you obtain a new phone with a new phone number to do this?
Oh,
Why are you here picking up a gun that you know belongs to Mark?
guilty.
If you don't know what he did, then why would you do that?
You know what he allegedly did?
Okay, I understand that. So you know he allegedly murdered somebody?
Correct.
Okay, so why are you picking up a gun that belonged to him? Specifically, when I told you, when I interviewed you back in Wisconsin, do you know Mark has any guns? And you're like, nope. I don't think he's allowed to have one on base. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So what's the deal?
I would like to collect all of Mark's possessions as possible. If that gun is his possession, I would like to collect that as well.
Sam refuses to tell the detective why he tried to dispose of Mark's gun, but there are a few possible explanations. Mark claimed that Sam was his closest brother. It's possible that he called Sam and used their close relationship to convince Sam he had to get rid of the gun.
Yeah.
Not because Mark killed someone, but because police thought he did. It's more than evident that Sam has a distrust of law enforcement, so it would make sense for Mark to prey upon this feeling in order to persuade his brother that if Sam didn't dispose of this weapon, the police were going to frame Mark for something he didn't do.
It's attempted destruction of evidence, attempted tampering with evidence, attempted hindering prosecution. I mean, there's 2 felonies in there. Like, this is a big deal. So do you want to help me understand it? Do you want to explain it to me? Do you want to...
I don't think so. What is next in this process?
The next part, you go down to jail.
Okay. The way I see it, talking and discussing this with you, you will only use it against me to make these charges stick, and to further incriminate Mark.
Since Sam clearly understands how his words could be used against him, it's odd that he's still agreeing to sit here, rather than asking for an attorney or outright refusing to respond. It's possible that his curiosity got the better of him, and he wants to find out how much the detectives know about Mark's crime. It's also possible that Sam is afraid, and feels that if he at least agrees to sit in the interrogation room, he may be able to dodge the consequences of having helped Mark. With Sam's interview at a stalemate, the detectives are forced to look elsewhere for information. Throughout their entire investigation, the one thing they haven't been able to deduce clearly is motive.
Yeah,
was this
why?
just a random killing?
What did
or
she
was
do?
there something more at
She's
play
just
here?
chilling.
While it's clear that Mark had some sort of grudge against Mennonites, it made no sense that someone with no prior criminal history would suddenly plan an elaborate murder 6 hours away from their home and target someone they'd never even heard of before. At least that's what Detective Nagel thought until she spoke with some Mennonites from Wisconsin and discovered that Mark's past wasn't quite as clean as it seemed. In a phone interview with Mark's former pastor, James Luke Martin, Detective Nagel learned that no one at Mark's former church was surprised to learn that he'd now been arrested in connection with such a heinous crime, as Mark had a reputation for taking revenge on others. Mark had also allegedly been involved in several robberies at the church. When the church tried to punish him for his involvement, his parents stepped in and decided to leave the church for being too critical of Mark. However,
Bro robs a church a bunch of times. And then they go, hey, don't rob our church. We don't fuck with you now because you're robbing us and you're robbing the house of, like, God. And his parents are like, wow, you're being really fucking mean to my son, so we're leaving the church.
this was not the end of Mark's criminal activities. While living with his sister in Pennsylvania, Mark was accused of stealing money from the local Mennonites.
What is this Sonic-ass gem? What is this, like, wizard relic-ass big blue diamond gem? What? Gem alert!
Soon after, everyone who accused Mark of stealing money discovered that their cars suspiciously
Oh my god. Everyone that went against him, he took their fucking catalytic converters. Oh my god, this guy's a
these
demon!
Mennonites found that sand had been placed into the oil pans of their cars, causing their engines to stop working. While those affected weren't able to prove it was Mark who put the sand there, it doesn't seem like a coincidence given his interest in mechanics and apparent taste for revenge. Detective Nagel then spoke to Jonathan Martin, the son of Mark's pastor, who provided further examples of Mark getting caught stealing. Jonathan even said that when he was angry, Mark would prowl around the Mennonite community to see what he could find. After speaking with Jonathan's son, Detective Nagel learned that Mark had allegedly robbed the Martins' family store. However, charges were never pressed due to the fact that the store security camera had its memory card stolen, so there was never visual proof of Mark being the one who robbed the store. While there may not have been any evidence of Mark's involvement at the time of the robbery, Detective Nagel was able to actually...
Dude, thank you for the raid! Hello, Duduck Raiders! Hello! Wait, I'm supposed to be raiding you, Duduck! Go back online! Go back online now! Wait, guys, it's not my birthday. Guys, it's not actually my birthday. Guys, it's not my birthday. bitch, buh! Ow! I hit my elbow on my chair. Why, buh? Why would you do this to me? Ow! What the hell? Buh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you have the best day ever, and you don't slam your elbow onto a hard chair like me. Happy birthday, official. Oh yeah. Do you like my song? This is a staunch shift in tone, the video we're watching, from, like, happy birthday. But thank you for the raid, Duduk. And welcome, Duduk Raiders. I hope you had a good stream. I was checking in. I was lurking earlier. When you were just queuing in CS. Bro, I want to open cases so bad. I can't open cases today. Maybe I open some terminals tomorrow. Maybe I open some cases and some terminals tomorrow. Bro, I have this itch and I need to scratch it.
From that robbery on Mark's own phone. And it showed a man with Mark's height and build robbing the store. In one of the photos, a car that looked suspiciously like Mark's could be seen in the background. With these photos, Detective Nagel had what appeared to be tangible proof that these accusations against Mark weren't just hearsay. Eventually, the detective got a hold of Jared Ulrich, a man who claimed to be Mark's partner in crime in the past. Jared openly confessed to Detective Nagel about all the robberies he'd allegedly committed with Mark. He described in detail how Mark would try to frame other people in the community for their crimes. There definitely seemed to be evidence that Jared may have been telling the truth, as a series of texts were found on Mark's phone, all of which had been recently deleted. In these texts, Mark talked to Sam about Jared never understanding the real cost of getting caught. Mark then asked Sam to remotely wipe Jared's phone, something that he also asked Sam to do to his own phone after he fell under suspicion for Sasha's murder. While all of this information against Mark was damning enough, there was still one more disturbing truth to learn. Through many more interviews, Detective Nagel was eventually put in contact with Andrew and Galen Headings, a pair of brothers who were close with Mark during his time in Wisconsin. Andrew recounted a time where he had confronted Mark for stealing, and during their conversation, Mark was so cold and bitter that Andrew said he feared for his life. Galen had an even more disturbing revelation for Detective Nagel, as he told her about Mark's alleged inappropriate actions towards women. According to Galen, Mark confessed to him that he'd allegedly assaulted a young girl his sister was babysitting when he was around 10 to 13 years old.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
However, this claim has never been publicly proven, and there's no evidence of it being true. Still, with this information, it became clear that Mark always had the capacity to harm others, and allegedly had many times in the past. Mark's motive in harming Sasha was also more evident than ever. All the unbounded anger and resentment he had towards the Mennonite community had been steadily growing over the years.
I think it might be
and as
Mark.
it did, Mark took his revenge against them further and further. Up to this point, charges had never been pressed against Mark, and he felt like he could outsmart anyone, even the police. With this misplaced confidence, Mark decided to see if he could get away with the ultimate crime, murder. It appears that Mark had gone to the Mennonite community that day in search of a victim, and tragically, Sasha was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Mark grabbed her from her car late at night and no one saw a thing. Still, that didn't prevent him from getting caught. Unfortunately for him, while no one had previously pressed any charges for his theft, the state of Arizona was more than happy to charge Mark for Sasha's murder and put him on trial.
Yeah!
Mark's trial began on September 24th, 2000.
Why did he do that to his head? What?
2021. In January of 2022, the jury found Mark guilty on charges of kidnapping and first-degree murder, earning him a life sentence. For his help in covering up Mark's crimes, Sam Gooch pleaded guilty and received 3 years probation. With both Sam and Mark dealt with, Sasha Krause and her family finally received the justice they deserve.
Damn. Damn. Oh! Have a birthday message? Is this Buzz? Is this Buzz? Look, I'll do... Whoa. Hang on. I will do it right now. Hang on. I'm admiring. What are we talking about, Olive? OMG, happy birthday, Mr. Buh. Have the bestest day ever. Signed by journee. That's me. Yay! Yippee. I think I'm gonna call it there. And then I think tomorrow, I kind of want to get placed. I kind of have like a CS itch again, man. Okay, why is there a bunch of wagga in the chat? Why is everyone wagging their little tails? Why is everyone wagging their tails? Why are you so excited? What do you see, boy? What do you see, boy? What is it, boy? Let's read the bug boy. Guys, yesterday, Arrow witnessed Jesus and Celestial trade up to every gem in the game. It was like a black pearl, an emerald, a sapphire, and a ruby. That was like insane. This is where my itch has come from. Like, I have that CS bug again. Where like, I want to get placed and I want to open cases. So maybe we do that tomorrow. Maybe we go back CS tomorrow. Oh my god. Look at this it. This is the worst day ever. Oh man. Also my room's like really hot. I want to go sit in front of the air conditioner. And just like sit there. Cases are terminal? Low-key? Both. Low-key, I think both. Thanks for coming today, guys, and showing up and hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you tomorrow. Thanks everyone for the freaking subs and resubs and gifts. Thank you, Stormy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the raids as well. Freaking Duck. Happy birthday, Butt Official. Thank you. If you were here and you don't really like typing and you just kind of were lurking, thanks for being here nonetheless. Thanks for lurking and hanging out with us. Thanks for being you. Oh yeah, woo yeah. And join the Discord. The Discord is like a big group chat of best friends and awesome people. So you better be in there or we're mad at you.